Now at 6. 5 days after the typhoon tragedy in the Philippines, 5 days of anxious waiting for Bay Area families.
I don't know if my relatives are alive or if they're safe.
A vigil starting right now in San Jose. We will take you there live.
This is the Bay Area's news station. KRON-4 News at 6 starts now.
Food and water finally reaching some of the desperate typhoon survivors in the Philippines. In some coastal towns, almost every building has been flattened. 500,000 people living in shelters, 2.5 million needing to be fed. We have team coverage tonight. We begin with KRON-4's Grant Lotus. He's here in the studio with the latest on the typhoon devastation. Grant.
Yeah, Pam, the official death toll up to more than 2,300, but that is expected to rise. And you have a lot of hungry hands desperate for food. The food, the water, and other badly needed supplies are finally arriving, but they're in places like Manila, big cities, and distributing them is now the biggest challenge. They just need more trucks. The mayor of the hardest hit Tacloban city is telling his residents to get out because officials are having trouble getting them the necessities, and the looting is hard to control. 8 looters were killed when they were crushed while trying to get rice at a government warehouse. That caused a wall to collapse on them. It's been 5 long days since the historic typhoon pummeled the Philippines. Hundreds of bodies still lying on the streets, creating a stench described as horrifying. Here now, a mother and her young kids who just got out of Tacloban City.
It's a relief, quite honestly. It's very relieving to be out of Tacloban City.
Tell me, what have you seen?
I've seen dead people on the streets and the sidewalks.
Me too.
And how did that make you feel?
It made me feel scared.
Me too.
And what did it smell like? Can you tell me about that?
It smells like dead rats.
Tell me about what happened when the storm hit on Friday.
Everyone kept on stealing from stores, and they kept on stealing food and furniture, like something like that. Then some of the houses were just destroyed, and some no more now. Just no more.
The house is just no more. The Filipino consulate in San Francisco announced today a holy mass will take place this Friday night at 5 o'clock. And new efforts from prominent sports figures with Filipino roots. Star boxer Manny Pacquiao says he is dedicating his fight later this month to the victims. And Miami Heat head coach Eric Spoelstra issued a statement and a public service announcement pleading for help for the hardest hit areas. Pam.
And today, community organizers here in the Bay Area took part in the national launch of a disaster relief effort aimed at getting help across the Pacific to the victims of the typhoon. Organizers talked to KRON-4's Hazik Marion about the joint effort taking place.
Our phones have been ringing off the hook.
San Francisco, Hazik Marion, KRON-4 News.
And happening now, people are gathering in San Jose to remember the victims of the typhoon. KRON-4's Dan Kerman is live tonight outside Martin Luther King Jr. Library in San Jose, where a vigil is about to get underway. Dan.
That's right, Pam. This is scheduled to get underway about 6:15. As you can see, there are about a dozen people outside the library now gathering. As the minutes go by, more and more people show up. As you know, this organization that is KRON-4 News.
And remember, stay with KRON-4 for the very latest on the typhoon relief effort. We have a special section on our website, KRON4.com, with ways that you can help. You can also get the latest headlines on our free KRON-4 News app. In a developing story tonight, another tough day for Tesla, the Bay Area electric car maker. 3 people were hurt in a factory accident, and they were taken to the hospital earlier today. This is video from our helicopter partnership with ABC7. This accident comes after 3 of Tesla's cars have burst into flames in recent months. KRON-4's J.R. Stone is following the story. He joins us live tonight from Fremont with the latest details. J.R.
Well, Pam, in the last 30 minutes, I've learned that one of the 3 employees who was an accident here, according to those with Cal OSHA. During that case, there were 3 violations. But as of was anybody hurt in that case? That is a question that is still unanswered this evening. We should have the answer to that question on Thursday. Reporting live in Fremont, J.R. Stone, KRON-4 News.
Coming up, a scary situation when a firefighter battling a blaze suddenly is in need of being rescued himself. It's all caught on camera. Plus, a TSA program to help screen potential terrorists is getting criticized. What a new report is saying about the expensive program. Plus, how Virgin America is helping some Bay Area dogs find homes just in time for the holidays.
And the fog has really made a push into our bay shores this evening. We're looking live at the Golden Gate Bridge, and the visibility is not great right now. We are going to see fog out the door tomorrow morning. We're going to time it out on Futurecast coming up.
A developing story. 4 Marines have been killed in a training accident at Camp Pendleton. It happened this morning. Tonight, the Marines are saying that accident was during an operation to clear a range of unexploded ammunition. Camp Pendleton is on the coast of San Diego County. This accident is being investigated. The identities of the 4 Marines killed will not be released until their families have been notified. The deaths come about 8 months after a mortar explosion killed 7 Marines. That was during a live fire training exercise in Nevada. 2 more former band members from Florida A&M University have accepted plea deals in the 2011 hazing death of Robert Champion, and one of them could become the first person to go to prison for his involvement. Jesse Baskin, he's been described by prosecutors as the most enthusiastic of the group. They say that Baskin was beating Champion with his hands and feet. He's going to be sentenced in February. Another defendant pleaded guilty today to felony hazing. He got 1 year of house arrest and probation. 15 former band members were charged in this case. The victim's family very upset that not one of them has served any prison time. Pam?
Coming up tonight, a Muni train in San Francisco left the station without its operator. So who came to the rescue? Plus, why a firefighter needed extra assistance while fighting flames at a Phoenix home. These pictures just in showing a Muni train in San Francisco on autopilot. No train operator, but a load of passengers on board. The KT Ingleside 3rd Street train was stopped at the Castro station about 10:30 this morning. Muni says the operator got out to fix a problem with a door, and the train took off without him. A passenger managed to pull the emergency lever to get the train to stop. About a quarter mile down the track, nobody was hurt. The 30 passengers on board got out at the Forest Hill station. Muni says the driver has been placed on non-driving status pending further investigation. Grant.
Pam, the earthquake trend continuing in San Ramon, including one this morning that lots of people felt. The most recent, though, a 2.4 magnitude quake. It was early this afternoon. But then this morning, that's the one that people are talking about. About 9:30 this morning, it was a larger one, 3.3 that was originally recorded as a 3.4 magnitude quake, both centered near Crow Canyon Country Club. And since Friday, there have been at least 4 other quakes in that area. No injuries or damage, but people are hopping on social media telling us where they felt this morning's quake and what happened. Take a look. Amanda says felt it in Pleasant Hill, says it shook the computer monitor. Lori comments, just a little shake to let you know you're still in Cali. And Virginia weighing in, that would explain why my car wobbled while parked on Palo Verdes Road in Castro Valley at 9:30. Yes, it would. Pam.
Well, continuing our team coverage now with concerns about what all of the recent earthquake activity may mean. As KRON 4's Rob Flatabo reports, San Ramon Valley residents have been down this road before.
San Ramon Valley is
in Menlo Park. Rob Flatabo, KRON 4 News.
A San Francisco police officer who claims he was racially profiled has sued the city and several fellow officers. Lorenzo Adamson says that he was stopped back in May for not having a license plate. The suit alleges officers jumped onto Adamson's back and tried to choke him before tackling him to the ground when he got out of the car to try and explain he was an officer on disability leave. Adamson was charged with resisting arrest and vehicle code violations. Those charges were later dropped. The suit is seeking financial compensation for lost pay, medical expenses, and emotional distress. On the peninsula, the woman accused of driving drunk and then hitting and killing a couple has pleaded not guilty to all of the charges. Prosecutors say Marjorie Reitzel had a blood alcohol level more than twice the legal limit when she hit Kamal and Balbir Singh. The crash happened as the Menlo Park couple was out walking their dog last month. Reitzel remains in custody on $2 million bail. Catherine.
In national news, Hawaii's governor has now signed a bill legalizing same-sex marriage in the state, and that measure will take effect December 2nd. There's already a study estimating that same-sex marriage will really boost tourism there by $217 million over the next 3 years. It's expected that Hawaii will be a huge destination for same-sex couples. 14 other states, including California and the District of Columbia, now allow same-sex marriage, and a bill making it legal in Illinois is awaiting the governor's signature. The TSA is making national headlines today. A new government report is slamming a TSA program that is supposed to spot possible terrorists. The agency has spent more than $900 million on it over the last 10 years. The report says that Congress risks wasting even more money on that program unless it drums up some scientific proof it actually works. The TSA believes that trained observers can pick out terrorists and criminals from the stream of everyday passengers. They're trained to look for behaviors that indicate stress, fear, or deception.
Well, it was another warm day around the Bay Area, especially away from the coastline.
If you subscribe to Netflix, you might be noticing a makeover today. Netflix is changing the way it looks in an effort to hook viewers for longer periods of time. The new design includes more visual thumbnails, which explain the company's recommendations, including why you might like a particular movie or TV series. And if subscribers connect with Netflix account to Facebook, well, the new format will list friends who have previously watched the movie or the TV show. And coming up, an Arizona firefighter got quite a scare while battling a blaze. The accident caught on camera. Plus, a car accident caused a major power outage. How it affected the new Grayton Casino this morning.
I'm KRON-4's tech reporter Gabe Slate. I have some amazing new technology to show you. Forget touch screens. This might be the new way that we interact with our computers and mobile devices. It's called AirTouch. Stay tuned. Coming up on KRON-4 News tonight at 8 p.m. I'll tell you all about it in my tech report.
All right, take a look at this. A firefighter in Arizona getting quite a scare while fighting a fire Tuesday near Phoenix. It was all caught on camera. And look at that right there. Take a closer look. You see the firefighter standing on the balcony right there, and then he goes down. Suddenly the charred railing just gives way, collapses. The firefighter falls, but look at that. His leg is stuck on that landing right there on the balcony. Other firefighters rushing to his aid. They use a ladder to get him down safely. Fortunately, no one was hurt in the fire. The firefighter was also uninjured. However, 2 families did lose their homes in this fire. Pam.
Still ahead at 6:30 tonight, a car struck a power pole in Rohnert Park. How it affected the new Grayton Resort and Casino.
Coming up, are your dogs secure? A cleanup is planned for some homeless encampments in an East Bay city. But is it needed? I'll investigate in the next edition of People Behaving Badly.
And a live look outside from the Bay Bridge Toll Plaza. Visibility here is not bad right now, but the fog will be returning. I'll tell you when, coming up at 6:30.
This is the Bay Area's news station. KRON-4 News continues now.
Outside the Martin Luther King Jr. Library, several dozen people have gathered for a day of solidarity for the victims of Typhoon Haiyan. As you see, people are here. They're going to be speeches and music. They want the victims remembered, but they're also seeking donations for those who survived who are still in great need. In San Jose, Dan Kerman, KRON-4 News.
Here in San Francisco, community and civic leaders joined together and launched Task Force Haiyan, a grassroots effort designed to send urgent disaster relief to those impacted by the devastating typhoon in the Philippines.
What we hope to do with the money that we've raised is to give it directly to a lot of these community-based organizations who we know will directly work with the people over there in the Philippines, and we'll be doing a lot of the groundwork so that we can ensure that the money that we've raised will directly go to the people that are in need.
In San Francisco, Hazik Medyoun, KRON-4 News.
In Fremont, all is quiet here at the Tesla factory, but all was not quiet this afternoon. 3 workers were hurt on the job, all suffering from second-degree burns. One of those 3 has been released from the hospital, though. In Fremont, J.R. Stone, KRON-4 News.
In Rohnert Park, a week after opening, the Grayton Resort and Casino was plunged into darkness last night. At around 11 o'clock Tuesday night, a car struck a power pole just east of the mega casino, knocking out power to more than 3,600 PG&E customers, none bigger than the Grayton Casino. The hundreds of people inside were told to leave. Players on table games were paid off while the names of players on slot machines were taken. A spokesperson said once power was restored, the machines were able to be restarted and the customers were paid off. Jackie Sissel, KRON 4 News.
Here in Menlo Park, U.S. Geological Survey earthquake experts are closely watching the recent earthquake activity here in the San Ramon Valley.
At least 7 small earthquakes in the past 6 days, the largest as of midday Wednesday, a magnitude 3.4 trembler. USGS earthquake experts say this has the makings of an earthquake swarm, something that has happened in the San Ramon Valley before, and there is no telling exactly when the shaking might stop.
In Menlo Park, Rob Flatterbow, KRON 4 News.
In Oakland, the owner of Ghazal Indian Cuisine got a phone call from someone claiming they were from PG&E, demanding immediate cash or threatening to send a technician to shut the electricity off. He ended up sending 2 payments that day, totaling almost $1,100. When he called the following day to confirm his payment was received, PG&E had no record of that money. Coming up at 8, we'll hear from the owner and also what PG&E has to say about telephone scams demanding immediate cash. Reporting in Oakland, Alicia Reed, KRON 4 News.
I'm Charles Clifford in El Sobrante, where the staff here at the El Sobrante Christian School is reviewing its security policies after an unknown man entered the school on November 4th, requested to see a student, and was issued a pass. That man then spent several minutes wandering on campus. He did not come into contact with any of the students, but no one here knows who he is or exactly what he wanted. The Contra Costa County Sheriff's Department is handling this investigation, trying to figure out who this man was. In El Sobrante, Charles Clifford, KRON 4 News.
New tonight at 6, home sales in the Bay Area are up. Research firm DataQuick says home sales jumped more than 6% last month over September, but sales are still well under the monthly average. Nearly 7,600 homes were sold in the Bay Area in October. That's down nearly 4% from October of last year. Median prices for a home in the Bay Area are just under $540,000. That figure is slightly up from last month.
Our big weather story tonight, cooler weather as we head.
The next time you go for a checkup, don't be surprised if your doctor gets on you about your weight. New guidelines have been issued for medical professionals designed to help fight the nation's obesity epidemic. It urges physicians to be a lot more aggressive about helping people drop those extra pounds. The new guidelines suggest that doctors should calculate your body mass index. That's a weight to height ratio. And if you need to lose weight, doctors should come up with a plan and send you to counseling. Coming up, Walnut Creek cracking down on homeless encampments. KRON 4 Stanley Roberts shows us the problem in the next edition of People Behaving Badly. Police in Walnut Creek are scheduled to clear out several homeless encampments in the city on Thursday. KRON 4 Stanley Roberts visited a homeless encampment in Walnut Creek to find out what's going on in this edition of People Behaving Badly.
The city of Walnut Creek. KRON 4 News.
Leaving San Francisco, a group of Chihuahua puppies got a red carpet send-off this morning as they headed off to New York. Virgin America is assisting San Francisco Animal Care and Control in what's called Operation Chihuahua Airlift by flying puppies in need of owners. The overpopulation of Chihuahuas in California continues to force animal shelters on the West Coast to look to shelters on the East Coast for help, where demand for the dogs exceeds the supply. Coming up in sports, Raiders quarterback Terrell Pryor does not practice as he tries to reset and rehab his ailing right knee. And Jim Harbaugh sticks up for his quarterback, Colin Kaepernick, who's taking on criticism from the media and from fans for his play last Sunday. Gary has the reaction and all the sports next.
It's now time for Gary Radnich from the Jack in the Box Sports Desk.
Good evening, everybody. When you're the quarterback, you get all the glory. When things go wrong, you get everybody on your back. That's the story of Colin Kaepernick. A lot of heat being directed his way. ESPN's Trent Dilfer and other members of the media said, hey, Kaepernick, this is just not bad luck. He is not performing well. He threw for only 91 yards, 4 yards in the fourth quarter of total offense. Jim Harbaugh, guess what? He defends Kaepernick.
Yeah, we don't think anything's wrong with Colin. He's played, we feel like his progression has been very good. He's played winning football for us. So that's what we expect. You're only as good as your last quarters of football. We understand that.
I don't think you can really compare it. There's different components this year and last year, so, I mean, it's comparing apples and oranges. But, I mean, I'm going out, I'm trying to win games. I'm doing everything I can to try to help this team win.
That's okay. Take a peek here at Kyle Williams. He is going to play some more football. The Kansas City Chiefs will reunite him with Alex Smith. He was cut yesterday by the 49ers. Williams has already changed his Twitter handle to refer to himself as a KC Chief WR and posted a tweet that read only Chiefs. So there you go. When in doubt, when traded, Pam, immediately change your Twitter handle. We all do that. And again, Harbaugh and I have one thing in common. When somebody knocks one of ours, like when people say, geez, is Pam still on top? I say, you're darn right. She's the best anchor in the market, and it's always been. So there you go.
Thank you. That's so nice of you.
Well, it's nice. Why don't you start appreciating what I've done for you through the years?
I just said
you were always number 2 in the market through the years, and then when I started putting, well, this is big honor. We've got Dennis Richmond, Pete Wilson, right? Nobody any good since but you. But the point being that I have always been there for you, and it's about time.
And we're here for each other, Gary. All of us as a team.
If the building's on fire, I'm going first. See you later. No, I mean, it's a dog-eat-dog business. And then, again, my toughness will get me through it. Your sweetness may hinder you down the road. Okay. But anyway, you're number 1. Seriously, of all the anchors in the market, you are number 1. I can't. The young lady on 2 is real good, right?
Yes, there are a lot of good people here in the Bay Area.
I'm not saying they're not good, but you're one. Julie Hayner is 2, and the rest of them are fighting for what's left. All right, and again, we're in a perfect position here at KRON to judge everyone. All right, Gary Kubiak, who suffered a mini stroke on the sideline 2 weeks ago, will coach against the Raiders on Sunday. Mike, we got somebody new up there tonight? I'm just asking. Terrell Pryor did not practice today as he rests and rehabs a strained MCL in his right knee. Of course, that's the question. Is he going to be ready to go against Houston on Sunday? If he's not ready, Raiders are going to turn to undrafted rookie Matt McGlowan, who took all the snaps with the first team at today's practice. This is a very sad story. This guy right in the prime of his life. Todd Christensen was a real good player with the Oakland Raiders during the 1980s. In fact, a 5-time Pro Bowler. Was a real good on television for a while. He died today from complications during liver transplant surgery. He was 57. Played for the Raiders 10 years ago and won 2 Super Bowls with Oakland. Todd Christensen had a pretty successful broadcasting career. And he dies today at the age of 57, and will change from the usual laughter to the seriousness. Remember, as we were joking about Pete Wilson, you know, the last of the great male anchors around here with Richmond, and Pete went in for hip surgery and passed away during that, which, boy, it does make you think, you know, oh, we'll just go get it fixed, or just go... Right? When you have something?
It was stunning. So.
Yeah. All right. So anyways, Todd Christensen, 57 years of age, went in. I'm going to, well, I had complications of, they need a liver transplant, which sounds a pretty heavy-duty deal. So there you go. All right. You want to thank me for bringing the show to a complete halt?
No, those are stories we have to tell.
All right. How about, you want some more? How about this one? We got the youth football. A study out this week shows a 9.5% decline in participation in Pop Warner football. The national largest youth football program, the concussion, well, ad lib up there. The concussion crisis in the NFL seems to be having an impact at the lower levels. Is there somebody new up there tonight, Mike? You know? Yeah, but, geez. Another study last week concluded high school football players may be more at risk for brain trauma than pros. So we've got a little question for you. We'll let you get online and have some fun on the internet. Would you let your child play football? And can the game survive long-term without massive changes? Could you please show the graphic, please? Sound off by reaching out to us via Facebook, Twitter, or email us at SP. Is there some? Okay. There's no graphic either. Okay. Anyway, how about just KRON-TV.com if you have a question, and there it is. So
there's your graphic.
Yeah. Okay. There it is.
Did you know Bob Costas talked about that? He was asked, and he said he would tell his kids not to get into football.
Yeah. Well, if they're Bob Costas' size, I sure wouldn't play. Heck no. If I was Bob. No, being serious in it, because I'm tall enough to maybe play. Yeah. No, it's cute. No, did Bob Costas tell you to play football?
Well, I just heard him say
Bob.
that.
You're 10 times smarter than me, Bob, but you little no. But hey, I'm directing my son to soccer. Yeah. But I'm saying it 5 inches tall. No, when the guy's as good as Costas, you can play with him a little bit. But you know, remember how we used to tease about a good friend of mine who sat on 3 pillows. Bob has an entire sofa bed on his thing. But anyway, so yeah. But he said he wouldn't let his son play.
I heard that today. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, I'm just.
Well, he said he would encourage them not to. He'd try to direct them toward other sports, soccer, basketball.
Okay, thanks. Because I hate to every once in a while. Basketball. Did you say basketball?
I think that's what he said. Bob, I mean, I'll pull up the quote.
You're brilliant. You're one of the best sportscasters of all time. But no, okay, no, I just play. Pam, thanks for making me laugh because I've been doing this so long. When we have people on air in our training program, we bring our training program on the air to push the buttons, it just kind of makes me jerk and I become the guy I don't know, all right? Look at me when I tell you. I'm not a bad guy. I just have this thing about I still take the show as this is a regular show, not training. Okay, right here. See?
Yeah, okay.
We're all that's left. Jackie be gone soon. Right down in L.A. It's going to be me.
You always say this to me. People email me and say, why are you going to L.A.?
And what do you tell them?
I'm not.
Okay. Do you put a yet in there? Okay. Anyway, the A's have signed utility infielder Nick Punto, formerly the Dodgers today, to a 1-year contract. All right. How about Clayton Kershaw of the Dodgers won the National League Cy Young Award today. Second time in 3 years after leading the majors with a 1.83 earned run average, 16-9 record, 25-year-old, 29 of 30 first place votes. How about Max Scherzer of the Detroit Tigers? He's a Cy Young Award winner in the American League. He went 21-3. He got 28 of 30 first place votes. So Kershaw and Scherzer, not much doubt on who the best are. Let me see a little bit of this. Brian Wilson says, I'm not going to shave my beard. And if this is really true, the Yankees do not allow beards. So, Wilson won't have to shave his beard. And, what the heck. It would be very interesting to see. He had a real nice run there for a month with the Dodgers. The Yankees looking for a replacement for Mariano Rivera. Talked to Wilson's agent. But when told by the agent Wilson would not shave his beard, Cashman said he would cross him off the list. So that's certainly the type of guy you want to bring into your... Yes?
Really? He's going to have a chance to play with the Yankees because he wants to keep that bird's nest on his face.
We better take a break. This has not been a happy newscast. We've been talking to death, bird nests, and I had a tantrum because Bob Costas I'm jealous of, and I'm going to dunk on him. All right, we'll take a break. And again, KRON-4. We help, we train, we're yours in a moment.
We now return to sports with Gary Radnich, brought to you by Jack in the Box.
All right, how about little Harlem Globetrotters in a scary moment during an exhibition in Honduras? William Bullard goes in for the dunk, hangs on with his feet on the backboard, and suddenly the net and the pole holding it up, they come crashing down on him. All right, good night.